All right, the water. Shalom Israel, Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Barakatham, Hashem Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh, priest and officer of 1,000 Malakia, holding down the weekly Sabbath service, going live for the nation with priest and officer of 1,000 Barzar Rakah. The water for everybody that's attending in class, the water for everybody viewing online. Of course, like and share the class. Like and share the class. Any questions, any comments you have online, of course, type them in. Any comments you have, comments is definitely welcome. You know, feedback is definitely welcome. We online. You got the YouTube up.
I can take it. So I can take it 1 second.
Give us 1 second. This week we starting off Deuteronomy chapter 20 and verse 13. Deuteronomy 20 and 13. Give everybody a second to catch up. And of course, I say all the time, me, Officer Marah, you know, download the Blue Letter Bible. You know, that's going, you know, you understand, download the Blue Letter Bible. That's going to help you be able to follow along in Hebrew. You understand? It's going to help you practice your Hebrew, but definitely help you follow along, because when we read in the Hebrew, sometimes it might take longer, sometimes it might take shorter, but you're able to follow along and read. You know, because yesterday it was the Lashawan Kodash class. Following that is a Sabbath service. So you get to learn and read your Hebrew, you understand, hear it, see it being broken down very precisely on TV with Officer Marah, you understand, Officer Zahab. You understand me? Then on Saturday, hey, Shalom, Lord Christ. I mean, on the Sabbath service, you come in, hear it again. You understand? So you basically practicing the Hebrew twice, 2 days back to back. You understand? With that, you know, you'll be able to read this Lashawan Kodash easy. No time. This is our language. This is in our nature to just speak like this. Speak in slang. Hebrew is a slang language. Like, it's just short language. Everything is just right to the point. You understand? Everything is just clean cut, precise. Shalom, sis. You understand? It's our language to speak. We already speak in slang.
Right.
Hebrew is just slang. You understand? It's a short language. That's what slang is. You shorten the language. Right. You understand? We don't add the INGs. We don't add the ERs. This is just us by nature. So following along with this Hebrew is easy. So get that Blue Letter Bible. You understand me? Yeah.
It's like what Officer Malaki was just stating. The fact that, you know, our language is so like direct in a sense. You know what I'm saying? The Lashawan Kodash, the Holy Tongue, is a direct language. Mm-hmm. Right. We didn't come from, you know, how society try to make us, you know, believe how men used to talk back in the day. Mm-hmm. You know, grunting and all that is barbaric. Right. You know what I'm saying? We ain't barbarians. We had a holy language which we had, and, you know, it's like a direct connection to the Lord. Imagine having a phone call and having God on you, you know, having the Most High, you know, phone number. The only way you'll be able to talk to him is through the Lashawan Kodash. Right. You understand? That is the language he understands. And even the language we speak today, think about it. As fluent as we speak English, if we was to be able to speak, you know what I'm saying, this holy tongue, if we was to be able to speak like that, man, the world would shift along just by the language. You know what I'm saying? When we send up these prayers in Hebrew and we translate them in English, it's because we want the Lord to hear our prayers. We want the Lord to hear these curses. You understand? And this is the most proficient way to deal with it is on, you know, coming to the Sabbath service. You understand? Right. Learning, you understand? Reading, you understand? This Hebrew class. We have a Hebrew class on Friday too. You understand? Officer Marah, Officer 5,000 teaches us a amazing Hebrew class. Like, a lot of people in it, right, sir? And I heard this, like, I don't know if it's new or if it's old, but some Hebrews believe that we don't have the original language. Like Like they try to mix it up with like some Arabic or something. I don't know how that they do that or whatever the case is, but it gets confounded in here. Again, we can read the Syrian and we read the Asian. You know what I'm saying? And that's because again we are talking the truth here in the I.S.U.P.K. and it's just not feet. Like
the Bible say this is the pure tongue, the pure language. Right. That Yiddish, that's mixed with a bunch of different white tongues. Right. I think they got like German. There's a bunch of different languages mixed in with the Yiddish. That's not pure. If you mix stuff in, it's not pure. Right. Understand the Hebrew, the Lashawan Kodai that we read is pure. You understand? Like I said, this week we starting off Deuteronomy 20 and 13. So like, could you turn this light on? I'm not sure if I plug it. Okay. 20 and 13. Any questions, comments online? You'll get to it. So like, this we up on YouTube?
On Israelite headquarters, sir.
Israelite headquarters. We'll sound first. Any questions, comments online? Type them in. Questions or comments in the room, of course. Free to ask, free to speak. Of course, just raise your hand. Go out for everybody tuning in, viewing. Say like and share. Adonijah, Shalom, Lord Christ. That being said, in just a minute up here, I which means to stand. You can blow the horn.
Come. I.S.U.P.K, which means to Israel.
All right. Amajim, which means to stand upon the Lagadam, turn to face the east. Right. Go up. Got to be ready.
Come. This is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Repeat after me. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayah. Kodash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malachaka.
Taba'ah.
Ratazaka. Hayah. Aisha. Baratazah. Kawah. Hayah. Hashemayah. Dananawa. Lakam. Ka. Yawam. Wasalak now. Kabawak now. Kasalak now. Kabawak now. Wala'ah. Ya'ay now. Danasai one. Abo. I will shine now. Mayan. Ra. Kaya. Lakab. Amalakwa. Wala'ala. The power.
Amen. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
This is the prayer for the power, the Hakah. Yahweh.
Hashem
Yahushua. Babakashah. Lathananawa. Hakah. Narapa'ah. Kamakalak. Manawa.
Manawa.
Haka.
Haka.
Latahar.
Latahar.
I'm a Tazarite.
Amatazarite.
Haka.
Haka.
La Hakwil.
Lahakil.
Hamakil.
Hamakil.
Haka.
Haka.
Arakawa.
Arakawa.
Atama Allah.
Atama Allah.
The Lord's Son.
The God's Son.
I.S.U.P.K. Yahusha.
I.S.U.P.K. Yahusha.
Wadama.
Wadama. In the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. All manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So big.
It's the prayer to bless Israel. Yahweh. I.S.U.P.K. Yahusha. Barak Lanam. Wayashua Allah. Wayabaya. Sapori. I.S.U.P.K. Yahusha. Wadama.
Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Bless us. And Israel. And the school. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So big.
It's the prayer for the blessings in Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh. Wayahusha. Wamayaka Allah. Wa'alahayim. Matazaba'ah. Alawak Yahanna. Alawak Al-Suranya. Al-Qadisayayim. Al-Kayayayim. Wa'wafiyim. Yahweh. I.S.U.P.K. Yahusha.
In the English, bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahushua. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General Yahanna. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you.
So big. It's Psalms 121 in Hebrew. I.S.U.P.K. I.S.U.P.K. Al-Hahoriya. Ma'ayad. Yaba'a. Aizoria. Ma'ayin. Yahweh. Aisha. Shemaiah. Wa'aratazah. Ayatun. Lamawat. Regalka. Al-Yanawam. Shemorka. Ana. La'a. Yanawam. Wala'a. Yayashan. Shawamor. Yashua Allah. Yahweh. Shemorka. Yahweh. Tazalka. Al-Yah. Yanyaka. Yawamum. Isupk. La'a. Yakaka. Wayayala. Yahweh. Yashamorka. Makaran. Yashamor. Aknapashka. Yahweh. Yashamor. Taza'aka. Babawa'aka.
In English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord. Which made heaven and earth. He would not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in. From this time forth and even forevermore.
Psalms 83 in Hebrew. Al-Hayim. Al-Tamayalaka. Al-Takarash. Al-Dakarash. Al-Dashakwat.
Al-Dashakwat.
Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Awayabika.
Awayabika.
Yahamud.
Yahamud.
Yawun.
Yawun.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al-Aimaka.
Al-Aimaka.
Yarayamwa.
Yarayamwa.
Sawadah.
Sawadah.
Wayatha.
Wayatha.
Ya'ai-Tazawo.
Ya'ai-Tazawo.
Al-Tazapawanyaka.
Al-Tazapawanyaka.
Amorwa.
Amorwa.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakakira.
Wanakakira.
Magawa.
Magawa.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yazako.
Yazako.
Sham Yashwa'al.
Sham Yashwa'al.
Aiwada.
Aiwada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Ya'ai-Tazawo.
Ya'ai-Tazawo.
Laba.
Laba.
Yakadwa.
Yakadwa.
Al-Yaka.
Al-Yaka.
Barya.
Barya.
Yakarafwa.
Yakarafwa.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Alawam.
Adawam.
Wayashama.
Wayashama.
Alayam.
Alayam.
Mawa'aba.
Mawa'aba.
Wahagoria.
Wahagoria.
Gabo.
Gabo.
Wa'aimawan.
Wa'aimawan.
Wa'aimulak.
Wa'aimalak.
Halashah.
Halashah.
I'm your shabya.
I'm your shabya.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gamashawar.
Gamashawar.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Aimah.
Aimah.
Ayawa.
Ayawa.
Zarawat.
Zarawat.
Labayalawat.
Labayalawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Aishalaham.
Aishalaham.
Kamadyan.
Kamadyan.
Kasayat.
Kasayat.
Sara'ah.
Sara'ah.
Kayabyan.
Kayabyan.
Malakhaw.
Manakhaw.
Wayashwan.
Wayashwan.
Nashamadwa.
Nashamadwa.
Bayan.
Bayan.
Da'ara.
Da'ara.
Ayawa.
Ayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
La'adadma.
La'adadma.
Sayatamwa.
Sayatamwa.
Nadayamawa.
Nadayamawa.
Kaira.
Kaira.
Wakazabah.
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 Wakazazalmanai.
Wakatazalmanai.
Kau Nasiyakamwa.
Kau Nasiyakamwa.
Ashur.
Ashur.
Amorwa.
Amorwa.
Nairasha.
Nairasha.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Nagwa.
Lagwa.
Alahayam.
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 Sayatamba.
Sayatamba.
Gagila.
Gagila.
Lakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapayarka.
Lapayarka.
Ka'ash.
Ka'ash.
Ira ya Ira.
Daba Ira ya Ira.
Rakalaba.
Rakalaba.
Dalahat.
Dalahat.
Ariam.
Ariam.
Kan.
Kan.
Dawadadma.
Dawadadma.
Basa Iraka.
Basa Iraka.
Wabasa.
Wabasa.
Wapaka.
Wapaka.
Wabahalam.
Nabahalam.
Mala'a.
Mala'a.
Panyaham.
Panyaham.
Walawan.
Walawan.
Wayabakwashwa.
Wayabakwashwa.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahau.
Yahau.
Bashwa.
Dabashwa.
Wayabahalwa.
Wayabahalwa.
Waya'ay.
Aydi'ay.
Wayakaparwa.
Wayakuparwa.
Wayabadwa.
Wayabadwa.
Wayada'aywa.
Wayada'aywa.
Wayata.
Kayata.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahau.
Yahau.
Badka.
Labadka.
Ayawad.
Ayuwan.
Akaraktaza.
Akaratazar. In English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
And be not still, O Yahweh. For lo,
thine enemies make a tumult.
thine enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee
They that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
And have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people.
against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
Consulted against thy enemies.
They have said,
They have said,
come,
come,
and let us cut them off
and let us cut them off
from being a nation,
from being a nation,
that the name of Israel
that the name of Israel
may be no more in remembrance.
may be no more remembered.
For they have consulted together
But they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee,
They are confederate against thee,
the tabernacles of Edom,
the tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites,
and the Israelites,
of Moab,
of Moab,
and the Hagarenes,
and the
of Baal and Ammon,
Gabal and
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines,
the Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also is joined with them.
Ashur is also joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Selah.
Selah.
Do unto them
Do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kison,
at the brook of Kison,
which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as God for the earth.
Make their nobles like a rab,
Make their nobles like a red,
like Ziel,
and like Sierra.
yea,
Yeah.
all their princes
All their princes
as Sabbath and as Almuna, who said,
who said,
let us take to ourselves
let us take to ourselves
the houses of God
the houses of God
in possession.
in possession.
Oh, my power,
Oh, my power.
make them like a will,
Make them like a will.
as the stubble before the wind,
As the stubble before the wind.
as the fire burneth the wood,
As the fire burneth the wood.
and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
And as the flame set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them
So persecute them
with thy tempest,
with thy tempest.
and make them afraid
And make them afraid
with thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame.
that they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh.
let them be confounded
Let them be confounded
and troubled forever.
and troubled forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame
let them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish.
that men may know
That men may know
that thou,
that God,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high
are the most high
of all the earth.
of all the earth.
Sir, you shot me? You see the iPod? Could you grab me your napkin off the shore? Napkin from the paper. Appreciate you. You too out with the smoke. Let's smoke.
Let's go.
Yeah, Baba could show. Go to camp, smell like class.
God, let's get this.
The smoke definitely set the vibe of the class. Remember when I first came to class, open up the door, that thing coming out like it's a hot box. No, not like it's a hot box. It can't do that. It can't do that. It's coming out like it's just holy, but it's holy. You know what I mean? I'd rather this over hot box any day. This is, and it smell good. Like I said, we're gonna go to camp smelling like Sabbath.
See inside the clothes. That's how you want to smell.
Man.
Frankincense and myrrh. You understand that's all. That's in the scriptures. You understand?
That's the Lord's favorite scent. It's like one of no, yeah. And surprisingly, women do like it. They like it a lot. I was surprised. I didn't think they really gonna like it. I'm like, this smells good, but this is holy. I don't know if they really gonna like it. But this is just in our spirit to like this smell.
Right.
This is a nice, smooth smell, especially the good thick one.
Yeah, count
The one that's thick.
Yeah, count. You gotta get the thick one.
The heathen to try to put water into the sun, be all swishy around. You just know by that, put it right back down.
Try to cut the frankincense and myrrh.
You trying to step on the product? Go ahead.
We have the natural bark from St. Lucia. I have to bring some in the myrrh.
Oh yeah.
My family sent it up like right from the bark of the tree.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Please do.
And it smells totally different
Yeah.
than this. Like it smells so fresh. Like,
Fresh smell.
Totally different from what we buy here. So I'll bring some
Yeah.
more, sir, if you allow me.
They be stepping on the product, man. They do all kind of things to the myrrh, to the frankincense, and the Lord still got that preserved smell. Like
Right.
just the frankincense by itself, the oil. Just all you need is a little bit.
Right.
A little bit. I mean, throw it on all day.
So real quick, so if I could, Slocky says, is it the myrrh?
Yeah, the myrrh.
Like the brown, the dark brown.
It's not dark brown. It's a little white. But it's like right from the bark of the tree.
I know that
So it doesn't look like those little pebbles we have here.
not rock, but like
The soot?
I guess I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's right from the tree, the myrrh tree.
See, I always wonder what that was like. It looked like wood, right?
I'll
Like the bark of
take
the-
a picture, I'll send it to you. I'll take a picture with my idol and I'll send it to you. But I'll bring
Yeah.
some in. But it looks totally different.
Right, fresh off the tree.
Yeah.
Not the wood. We know we have the rocks, right?
Rock.
Yeah, that's
Oh, rocks?
actually, you know how like some trees produce like maple
Yeah.
and stuff like that I'm assuming this is what you're saying, is what comes out of the tree.
Yeah, like the myrrh, I guess it's
Mm.
the bark of the tree.
Mm.
I don't know what part of the myrrh they use, but I know my family sent me some and it doesn't look like the stuff we buy here.
Let me see. You got the bags.
And this is things like we need to know, a person giving us the fake myrrh and all that. Like we need the original.
You speaking about this, right?
We could just, let's just,
This is what I was thinking about. Like, look like a tree.
see this right here.
Now that's brown, but the myrrh they sent first from right is white, but that's the frankincense. But the
This is
myrrh,
not good.
yeah.
Okay.
Burn this.
It look like it's wood.
It's ain't part of the tree. This is what this been a smell.
But my one could describe it for you guys better, but it's nothing like what we buy here.
If it's fresh, if that thing get approved by the school, or well, then we get fresh off the tree. Nah, we gonna use this. This right here. I ain't gonna lie, I try to use this in my car. I was like trying to grab one of the sensors, spray it in the car.
We got something going on. Me and our officer, I.S.U.P.K. You understand? We trying to put the frankincense and myrrh popping inside the car. Shout out to Officer Malaki. You understand? The most humblest cat I, met through my eye, man. You see that? Air fresheners right there.
Which is okay.
You understand? Make sure you cop up on these air fresheners, man, and drill Officer Malaki to produce new scents. You understand? We can get the frankincense and myrrh popping, for sure. It'd be glorious. Malaki, sir.
The ones online they had, it didn't smell like it. I ain't like that. I'm like, like it's a way to do it. Definitely a way to do it with that actual sturdy oil. But without further ado, you understand Deuteronomy 20 and 13. Marvin took the first up. Shine curse. All right, Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 13. We're going to read 7 verses. 1, 2. And that verse 19. 13.
If anyone needs, the alphabet, I'm gonna say the alphabet, but the Hebrew, you understand, alphabet is what we say. But if anyone needs the Hebrew, we make sure we get it. We're gonna print up some, some charts so we can, on your own time, sharpen your tool. You understand? Because again, I know, sometimes, you want to be the comfortability, to be able to meditate. When I say meditate, I mean study. To be able to study the I.S.U.P.K and get more familiar with it. You understand? Because I remember when I first came here, you understand, like, it was so new to me, but I caught on to it because it's just spiritually in us. You understand? It's not hard. It ain't like how the ABCs is. I think I had trouble with ABCs in the world. I guess because my spirit couldn't agree with it, but the I.S.U.P.K, you understand, is something that you're entitled to. It's yours, so we will make sure that you get it. Anyone online, if you're looking to receive, you understand, the I.S.U.P.K chart, hit us up, man. Contact us, let us know, put it down in the chat. We make sure that we mark you so that way we'll be able to email it to you. And let's get this, let's be on one accord, while we in the class. All right.
And like a while ago, I remember I said, brothers, if you want the prayers in the Hebrew, just shoot me a message to my inbox on Facebook, and I can send them out. I send out a lot of them. That's Malaki. It's Malaki Philly.
That's right.
Type it in real quick. With Shaw. You understand? So Deuteronomy 20 and 13. If y'all need to hit the prayers in the I.S.U.P.K, hit me a text in my inbox, and I'll send them over to you.
Right.
Understand? So Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 13. Wanath na Yahweh Alahayaka Bayadak Waha Kayaf Af Kaul Zakal Ra Lapya Lapaya, Harab, verse 14, Rock, Hanashim, Wahatap, Wahab Hama, Wakal, Ashur, Yahaya, Ba'ayor, Kal, Shalala, right, the water. Thabat, Lak, Wa'ak, Laf, Af, Shalala, Ayab, Yakah, Ashur, Nathan, Yahweh, Alahayaka, Laka. Verse 15, Khan, Tha'aisha, Lakal, Ha'irayim, Harachagath, Mamak, Ma'aid, Ashur, La'a, Ma'arya, Hagawyim, Ha'Allah, Ha'na, verse 16, Rakat, Ma'arya, Ha'ayim, Ha'Allah, Ashur, Yahweh, Alahayaka, Athan, Laka, Nachala, La'a, Thachaya, Kal, Nashema. Verse 17, Kaya, Ha-Charam, Thachar Yamma, Ha-Chafya, Waha Amaria, Haban Anya, Wahap Ratya, Hachauya, Waha Yabal Shaya, Ka Ashur, Tazawan, Tazawak, Yahweh, Alahayaka. Verse 18, Lama Ain, Ashur, La'a, Yala Matwa, Hathakam, La'ash, Waf, Kakao, Thawa'ab, Thum, Ashur, I.S.U.P.K, La'ala, Yahum, Wachat, Atham, La Yahweh, Alahayakam. Verse 19, last verse, Kaya, that Tazawar, Al, Ayor, Yum, Rabayum, Laha Lakham, Aliyah, Latha Pasha, La'a, Dashak Yath, Af, Itazar, Lanadak, Al Yawur, Garazan, Kaya, Manwa, Thakal, Wa'athal, La'a, Thakarath, Kaya, Ha'idam, Itazar, Aishada, La Ba'a, Panyaka, Bama Tazawar. Into the 7 in the Hebrew. Back to the English, Baba Gashai Bob. Hayah, could you grab Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 30? Oh, yeah, sorry. You got it.
Oh, it's like a young man John, right? James, young man James. Like, what's your tribe, man? Judah. Most High in Christ. Young man James, let's get the book of Deuteronomy. It's like, so we had 20 and 13. 20 and 13. All right, when you grab it, you read it.
Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 13. And when the Lord thy God hath delivered it into thine hands, thou shalt smite every male thereof with the edge of the sword.
Now, of course, before we're talking about us going to war, Most High said you're going to go to this town that I gave to you that's being inhabited by different nations. You're going to offer them peace. You're going to say, listen, this is our town. I know you heard about what we've done to these other nations that came up against us. You understand, when they're living on a land that the Lord gave to us. And the thing is, these nations know that that land belonged to the Hebrews. That's why they're on it.
Right.
Land of milk and honey. They know it's flowing with milk and honey. That's why all these nations right now is fighting over the Middle East. It's so rich. You understand? It's just so rich over there in that land. These nations know that that land belongs to us. These nations come up against us to keep us from going back to that land. Right. Keep us from owning that land. They even going so far as to saying that the devil is God's chosen people and that land belongs to him. And they did the Jordan River filthy. You understand? There's all type of sewage and waste going into that river that was once holy. You understand? They take that land and just is defiled. It's just defiled. You understand? But they know that that land belonged to us. Right. And every nation come together. All nations can come together for one thing, and that's to keep the true identity of God's chosen people a secret.
That's right.
And they come up with all type of agendas. LGBTQ, they strong and powerful. You understand? Canceling all of the baby's shows because he came up against them. You understand? That whole community is just an agenda against masculinity, right? Against black and Hispanic men embracing the spirit of God. Right. That's being masculine. You understand? That's the spirit of God, being masculine. That's why the men in the trap, I ain't glorifying their lifestyle, but they get so much respect because they're trying to embrace the only masculinity that they know. Right. You understand? Real men is just rare. You can't be a real man and be famous. You gotta pick one or the other. You understand? All these nations come together with agendas to keep us from coming together as a people, as a masculine nation. You understand? Because our nation is masculine. It's not no masculine, feminine. Overall, our nation is masculine. You understand? It shouldn't be like our nation is, just emotional like now. Right. Our nation is emotional, full of men and women that's just full of emotions. And that's what's ruling our people, all because of these agendas that these other nations set out in front of us. You understand? These nations knew that this land belonged to us. So when we come to them, you understand, as God's chosen people, we will offer them peace. And if they take it, then they just going to serve us. Don't nobody gotta die. They say, but if they refuse, then we're going to besiege you. You understand? Read verse 13 again.
And when the Lord thy God hath delivered it into thine hands, thou shalt smite every male thereof with the edge of the sword.
I'm going to smite every male thereof. And you can't say there's no wickedness with the Most High. There's no unrighteousness with the Most High, because he said kill every male. Understand? They're coming up against God's chosen people. In turn, they're coming up against God. Right. What you expect going to happen if you disobey God? You can't possibly think you're going to disobey God and live a good life. Right. You understand? Right. You can't think that you're going to do wrong. Even if it's people that don't know about the truth, you still know right from wrong. Right. You understand? People still know right from wrong. Right. Look at the drug dealers. They know that it's wrong because of the result. You understand? You out here trying to sell drugs. You know it's wrong because everybody going to be locked up, get shot, go to jail, die. You understand? You know the results of your actions will lead to you suffering. You know it's wrong. You understand? A woman having sex with multiple men and leaving them, getting pregnant or having abortions, you know it's wrong because breast cancer was linked to abortions. And black women have the highest rate of breast cancer. You understand? We are getting so many abortions per year. You should know abortion is wrong, even if you don't believe in the Bible. You should know it's wrong because of the result. Right. You understand? If you're doing wrong, you coming up against God, you should expect death. More importantly, worse than death, you should expect hell. That's what you should expect. And not no place underground. I mean, living on this earth with breast cancer. living on this earth, thinking that you're going to go to jail because you're trying to make some fast cash. You understand? That's hell. The life we live in America that we call struggle, that we normalize as blacks and Hispanics is hell because we coming up against the Most High. God said he don't want to see us suffer, but just like any other father, he don't want to see us disobey him. Understand? And especially when it comes to other people, he don't want to see other people coming up against his people. So the Lord ordered our men to kill every one of their men with a sword. You understand? Go right to the battle. Be warriors. You understand? Kill all their men, that's of age with a sword, because they're coming up against us. They're coming up against God.
Right.
You understand? They're trying to teach us to do the same. Because if they conquer us, we're going to be their slaves, and they're going to teach us to go against God. You understand? So they got to die. Anybody trying to teach us to go against God have to die. These other nations is teaching us to go against God by being whores, by trying to smoke weed. You understand? They're going to have to go. America has to burn. It ain't no fixing it. It's just this place is built to be destroyed. Right. The system is built to be broke. Right. You understand? In all reality, it's working perfectly fine. There's no fixing it. You can't fix something that's working perfectly fine. We can't fix this system. We can't fix this country. It gotta go. You understand? Lord said they gotta go. Read on.
Deuteronomy chapter 14, chapter 20, verse 14. But the woman and the little ones and the cattle and all that is in the city, even all the spoil thereof, shalt thou take unto thyself. And thou shalt eat the spoil of thy enemies, which the Lord thy God hath given thee.
See, this is why God said that when the righteous are in authority, the earth will rejoice. Because when we kill these men for coming up against us, we're going to take their wives and their young kids, and we just going to put them to work. We ain't going to rape them. We ain't going to mutilate them. You understand? We're not going to do to them like they did to us. We're going to put them in captivity for them to work for us. But we're not going to do their race of people how they did us. They wiped out our whole existence from this earth to the point where we think that we Africans. We think we Africans. We think we not family. We got a problem with our Hispanics. You understand? We think we not family. Our men don't want to be men. Our women don't want to be a woman because of the slavery that we was put in.
Right.
They wiped out our whole structure. They turned us completely against God. You understand? We just going to put them in work for us. They say when the righteous are in authority, the earth will rejoice. You understand? The earth will rejoice because when the wicked are in authority, when the wicked bear rule, the earth mourn. Because the wicked is ruling in evilness, is wickedness. That's how they got this earth, by being criminals. So it's only right for the earth to follow suit. If your head is wicked, then the whole earth gonna be wicked. And don't nothing good come out of being wicked. Don't nothing good come out of doing wrong. You understand? Nothing good come out of not having morals. We are going to overtake these towns, you understand, the ones that belong to us, and we're going to do it with righteousness. We're going to rule this earth with righteousness. We're going to have our heaven on this earth. It ain't no way around it. Thinking that heaven is a place you go to when you die is a slave-like mentality. Right. That's what they taught slaves. They taught slaves that if you can endure us raping your men, you can endure us raping your women, cutting open your pregnant wife's stomach and using the fetus as alligator get a baby. You can endure that. You can endure us whipping your kids, whipping your grandma. You understand? If you can endure all of that, then there's a heaven waiting for you when you die. They told us that's how we get heaven. By just letting our oppressor do whatever it is that they want to do to us. You understand? So now in 2020, we still thinking that heaven is a place we go to when we die, and we just got to live this life, this struggling life. You understand? In order to get to it, it's a slave-like mentality. Our heaven is going to be on this earth, just like our oppressor's heaven is on this earth. He's billionaires. Even if we make $25 an hour, we think that's something. You understand? America is worth at least $123 trillion.
Right.
Trillion dollars. And America is that wealthy and that powerful because of the work that blacks and Hispanics put in.
Right.
Then America turn around and say that our life is only worth $25 an hour. That's nothing. We're going to get heaven on this earth, man.
Right.
We're going to get heaven on this earth, and it's going to be ruled in righteousness. Just like how we going through these kingdoms and killing them, you understand, we're going to just fight the warfare within ourselves, and God going to send back angels to fight our war and get our land. You understand? We got to be warriors. You understand me?
Right.
Read on.
God. Verse 15. Thus shalt thou do unto all the cities which are very far off from thee, which are not of the cities of these nations.
These cities don't belong to them. They don't belong to them. You understand? And they know that. They know that Jerusalem do not belong to the Jewish people. Jewish. You understand? It's in the name. Ish. You got it right. You got two shirts. One shirt is black. One shirt is blackish. That shirt may look black. You may mistake it for being black, but you know it is not black.
It's like, sir, which shirt you gonna wear to the bar? You gonna wear the blackish or you gonna wear the black?
You gonna wear the one that's kind of faded?
Oh, come on.
Nah, you're not stepping out with no faded shirt because it's kind of black. Nah, you're going to go right to the poppies. If you ain't got a black shirt, Chris John, $5. You understand? Troopers, listen. Black shirt costs $5. It's up to you to make that decision. I'm going to wear this blackish shirt. I'm going to get a shirt that's black.
Right.
Same thing with Jews and Jewish.
Right.
I was talking to my slave one time, my manager, and he was saying, like, I told him, I broke it down. Like, Jewish is a root word and a suffix.
Right.
Like, the suffix ish changed the meaning of that word. And he was like, oh, that's how you see it. I'm like, that's just words. That's his second grade. You understand? He's saying that that's just a name. When this is a word, you understand? Word got to get broken down. They're not God's chosen people.
Right.
That land don't belong to them, and they know it. People in high places of authority knows the truth about this Bible. That's how they are in such high places of authority. They don't get that just by randomness. They get it because they know the truth inside this Bible. They know that that land don't belong to them. Just like how these nations in this Bible knew that, you know, the land that they was in did not belong to them. They just knew that we got kicked out of it. So it was up for grabs. But we came back together, you understand, came back together, serving the Most High. Now it's time to get back what y'all was just holding. Now it's time to get that back. We got to get back the land that we own. So
this is it?
Yeah, I was gonna bring it for the brothers in Delaware, but you guys can try it and I'll take some more from them.
yeah, we gonna see what's up. I know Officer Morocco got a good eye for that.
Bang.
Yeah, it's too bad. That thing strong.
Wow. Man. So this is what comes off the tree. This is black.
If they try it,
I like this. I like this color. It looks real.
Pure.
Right, it's pure nature. Pure nature.
It's like that.
We can get y'all to be a plug. Listen, we just gotta get this approved. Listen, all I know is the frankincense and myrrh that we've been using since I came in here. So of course, if we can get this approved, we can get it fresh. You understand? Get that thing fresh, like how the Lord deserved.
Bang. This is a trap.
You open us up. I understand. This is the stuff that they fighting over, man.
Right.
The stuff that belongs to the Most High.
Right.
They fighting over this because they know that our land can produce stuff that's 10 times greater than that. And that's great. Frankincense and myrrh, it don't get no better than that. I would rather walk into a function smelling like that than smelling like gas. You understand? Bud, weed. I went to a bar one time and my hoodie smelled like weed for so long.
I was with you.
It smelled like weed for so long. I'm like, I had to go outside.
Right.
Listen, it was just like I'd rather my hoodie smell like that
Right.
for weeks.
Yeah.
Probably won't wash it.
God.
Listen, it is what it is.
God.
Don't sweat. But
It's like, if I could, right? Like, and it's just like some of those things, like, we go to work, wherever you work at, you come home smelling like work. Or you go to work, it's like you go to work, come home smelling like work. You know what I'm saying? You go to a function, you come home smelling like a function. We come here and like you said, so when I first came here, I remember going home every day smelling like frankincense and myrrh. It just kept it on my brain.
On the bus, I remember I was getting on the bus coming from here when we had the school upstairs. Body on the bus was like, that smell is strong. They didn't know what it was. It just had the whole bus smelling like it. They was like, that smell is strong. They didn't know what it was. They just kept saying, that's strong, that's strong. I'm like, yeah, it's the Lord. You know what I mean? But this is the things that these nations is fighting over, man. Stuff that's just so potent, so important to the Most High. They try to take it and use it as if it's their own.
Right.
And it's not their own.
Right.
They know it's not, but we don't. That land belongs to us. We don't have Africa. If you want to go back to Africa, then listen, Lord be with you. I mean, Lord be with you. I know it's a butt naked man over there that's having an army of kids. I don't know. Listen, that's on you. But I'm trying to get Jerusalem.
Right.
I'm trying to get my homeland, a land that the Lord said flows with milk and honey.
Right.
That's just so important that it has the entire earth fighting over it. Nobody fighting over Africa. Who fighting over Africa? Africans. Nobody fighting over that. You want to go there, fine. You want to go to Israel, it's going to be some issues. You understand? I'm trying to capture that. Like how the Lord said, so you got to be a warrior. That's just the whole thing. You have to be a warrior in this truth. You have to know how to fight. You have to know when to accept defeat. You have to see danger coming and avoid it. That's what the scripture said. It say a prudent man foreseeth evil and he avoid it, but the foolish man goes head in. I found that scripture the next day.
So, we was just having this. I was having a conversation with Officer Malaki, about going head first, diving in head first, man. Without wisdom, we'll make irrational decisions, man. Never listen to yourself. That's what I was taught here in the Israelite school. Never listen to yourself. You understand? Let these things bypass you. Whatever you hear, when you going through something, man, you gotta realize something. Our war is not against flesh. Our war is spiritual. So these things that we may hear in our brain, these are not the things that we need to take heed to. Everything that we need to take heed to comes out of the Bible.
Right.
The wisdom of the Bible is going to help us discern and make rational and logical decisions in the case of scenario, versus where we was at in the world to where we at now. Where we was at in the world, we was listening to ourselves. It didn't get us nowhere. So now we're here to be taught. You understand? It's just like you come in, that's why they say you being baptized with the word. Mm-hmm. Christians like to say being baptized is shalom more Christ. They say the Christians like to say being baptized is, getting dipped up in the water. But GEN.YAHANNA was saying just straight up cut, like straight up, like you can't dip no homosexual in the water. He's gonna come up a wet homosexual. Right. There ain't no changing. The changing, the baptized is to be taught. These things right here is what we need to know. Everything that we learned in the world, just get rid of it. I'm telling you, it'd be best if you just leave the past in the past and stick to what's being taught now. Right. You understand? You got the rest of your life to learn this. Right. You understand? You got the rest of your life to condition yourself as a woman of God, as a man of God, as a nation of the Most High. We have all our life to condition ourselves. So take it day by day. Don't be head first making decisions. You understand? Listening to your dumb brain. I got to figure it out. No, you don't. No, you don't, because you're going to call GEN.YAHANNA and try to get counsel. You're going to try to call your camp leader, say, I got an issue, this, that, and the third. Instead of choosing wisdom, you understand, of the Bible to help you with your travels or, your journey, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't go head first. That's idiotic. I don't know. Right. Do anything like that.
But
you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Even in a world that's rough, to go head first without thinking. You understand? You can't be just so. It's a good thing to have zeal, but you got to mix that zeal with wisdom. Like in Proverbs 22:3, it says, "A prudent man foreseeth evil." Prudent man meaning a wise man. You understand? Meaning wise, wisdom. You get wisdom from either going through a problem and learning from it the hard way, or men above you that went through it before, bestowing all the knowledge that they've gained over the years onto you.
Right.
It say, "A prudent man foreseeth evil and hideth himself." Being in the warfare, you have to know when there is a battle coming up that you can't win alone.
that's right.
Because going on, it says, "But the simple pass on and are punished." Simple man is going to not even see the evil coming up. He's just so head first. He's just so much full of zeal. You understand? And you can't just have pure zeal. You got to mix that with wisdom.
Right.
You understand? You got zeal to do everything, do all kind of things. You're going to end up getting yourself hurt, end up being jammed up. Mixing that zeal with wisdom is what's going to have you, hiding yourself from the evil. You understand? We call it regrouping. You're going to have to regroup. You're going to see some evil. You're going to have to be like, all right, listen, Satan trying to get me. I can't do this alone. I can't go in how I'm doing now. I got to fall back. Like if you was in the army, fall back, regroup, figure some things out to come back stronger and better. You're not falling back just to lead, just to lead a war. You just got to regroup. You understand, and focus on how you can win this battle better. You understand? This life is nothing but war. You have to be a warrior 24/7.
Right.
Sis, the brothers, the women too, you got to just be a warrior 24/7, because that's the only way we're going to change our condition.
Right.
It's showing the Most High that we are worthy of it.
Right.
You understand? Showing the Most High that we are worthy of it, and understand that all we need is 144,000 men to be sealed. Them men might be dead. You understand? There might be some men that's dead, some men that's alive. Who knows? It could be the Lord could be waiting on one brother to just unlock a different level of zeal. You understand? And put just a different brick in. The Lord could be waiting on one person. That could be you. That could be me. All the Lord is waiting on is us to really be warriors about this truth.
Right.
More brothers to be warriors about this truth. More sisters to be warriors about this truth. A sister being a warrior for this truth can lead the next man, her husband, you understand, to really have a sturdy brick. You understand?
If I could, I'd want, right? Like the story about Judith is so hardcore, man. You know what I'm saying? Judith was like, she knew who she was serving because of her head, because of her husband. You understand? And what she did was carry on. You understand? Like, okay, my husband taught me this, so that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna carry on 14 years right now. What did she do? She ended up saving the nation. You understand? Tricking up a man, from another nation. Oh yeah, you wanna, we know how, these other men desire our women. All these other nations desire our women. These Hamites, these Moabites, these the so-called Edomites, or whatever the case, the so-called white man. You understand? They desire our women. You understand? They will forever desire our women. Their women desire our men, right? So in the case with Judah, man, she knew how to use, understand, what the Lord gave her against the other nations, so she can save her people, man. You understand? Like Officer
Like just a quick point. She used what the Lord gave her for the benefit of her nation. Women, and she used that against the other nations. Women used what the Lord gave them for her benefit, and they side with the other nations.
Right.
On like you showing off your body, you trying to sell your body, you doing that for you. That's doing what these other nations want you to do. Judith did the exact opposite. And it's like,
I mean, that's exactly what she did. And it saved our people. The Lord could be using one person just to keep our nation going.
right.
They didn't use it. And I hate when I hear, how people say, you know, y'all guys, y'all don't love black women. Y'all hate black women. How do we hate black women? How? Like how? You understand? Like we love them so much. You know, we deal with more than one if a brother chooses to. You understand? Because the authority of a black man is able to. You understand? And especially being here, you're able to rule the world. Commander GEN.YAHANNA teaches us to rule the world.
Right.
So if you think we can't, you know, don't love our women and respect our women, you out your goddamn mind, man. You understand? Anybody outside of, you know, outside of this body and this home, you know, don't understand the love that we have for our people. We love our people so much that we hate everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? You can't, the loving other nations would just have you hating your own people. Right. You understand? Judah loved her people, and that's what happened. You know, so she loved her people so much, she showed the hatred that was necessary in that time. Right. You understand? This is what we have to do. Continue to keep doing. You understand? Love your people. Love your people. There's nothing wrong with that. People like this, they may ask you. They may ask you. I'm pretty sure they not ask you out. I know it. They ask out. You know, especially where you at, Alahai? Where you staying at?
In the Poconos.
In the Poconos.
Sweet.
You know they on Alahai. Where you going at with that headpiece? He look like he ready to, you know, right, take over the world, right? It's, you know what I'm saying? Them boots.
Boots.
He in boots looking like a soldier. You understand? I know they were asking them questions, but this is how the Lord will condition you to take over the world. Right. You understand? The Lord is going to shape and mold you as an example. I ain't here to play. You know, I ain't here to play. Right. I know I ain't here to play. Rocky, right. Young man James ain't here to play. Right. You understand? And this is how the Lord is going to condition us, man. One by one, we're going to build this nation. And just, you know, the Lord got this, whatever is written, man. Mm-hmm. You understand? It's like
you just got to continue to fight this warfare. You understand? And brothers got a warfare, the sisters got a warfare, and they both is in difficulty. They would be the same. I would say the warfare that the brothers go through and the ones that wives go through is the same because we are built differently. Women are built in a way. You understand that their warfare is going to give them as much trouble as a warfare that we get as men. It's not the same, of course. It's not the same. It's not the same in no way, shape, or form. The warfare that men go through and the one that a woman go through is not the same. Like if a woman was to be put in a man's shoes, would make it. If a man was to put in a woman's shoes, would not make it. You understand? We could not do the same thing that a woman does. We can't do that. Like even the thought of your woman having another wife, it's like, all right, wow. And they got to deal with it. That's it. You just thinking about it. It's like, all right, if you want to go out and be a whore, then go ahead. But a woman has to really sit here and fight off all that teachings from the world. I mean, that's a whole different battle on a whole different landscape. You understand that they deal with. Men deal with their issues. You understand me going, getting up, teaching class, going to camp, being a man. You understand? Just being a man. Woman cannot step into that because she's not built for it. That's why a study came out that said the new face of depression is the strong black woman. Strong was in quotations because she feel like she can do everything on her own. She can be the man and the woman, but now she's depressed. Understand? And men is just so sluggish and just so weak because they see that they're not being a man. They being a woman. They just sluggish and weak and just out here doing all kind of things, being childish. You understand?
Hey, come on. It's like real quick, sir, if I could, right? I was having a conversation too just yesterday, right? You know, a sister was telling me, you know, some of these, you know, a ballerina, right? We were talking about because she dances, the sister dances. And, all right, cool. The sister was telling me ballerinas. She does house dancing. I don't know. She said it kind of reminds her of break dancing, but it's house. It's a whole different type of dancing. So I began to ask her, you know, okay, what made you get into that? Mm-hmm. You know, she said that she came from more of a flowing dance. This is a whole different genre. Uh-huh. But she told me about ballerinas. Now this is the kicker, sir. Ballerinas, you know, they don't take. You know, they just begin to start taking black women. They have they have a standard. Mm-hmm. You can't be built. You can't be stacked.
Yeah.
You can't have that, you know what I'm saying? You know Israel, you know how Israel women, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Curvy, all that shape.
You know, you
Like
cannot be that. You know, and this is what happens when a woman takes on the masculinity, it destroys them from being feminine, and it's kind of hard for them to reproduce and have children and all that. Taking the like what you were saying, just taking the opposite nature of a woman.
Right.
You know, it kind of breaks them down. You know, where men, you know, where they kind of push their agenda on our brothers, like what's happening with the baby. The reason why he's in the position of where he's at right now, because he's saying, I am not with this homosexuality.
Right.
They about to castrate this brother because he's not agreeing with the program that, you know, the world puts on us. But how is it that a man can't be prideful of being a man?
Right.
You understand? And why can't women just be prideful of just being a woman? They push our women to be masculine and independent. They push our men to be effeminate and things of that nature. And then it's just, according to God, you know, it's just against the nature for us to be that way.
Right.
But they actually literally conditioning us to be this way through music, through dancing, you know, through the small things, man. We was not in the school. We wouldn't be able to peep the certain things that they putting in front of us to, you know, like emasculate us and things like that. You know, it's just a shame, you know what I'm saying? But this is why it's so important to be a soldier and to be a man or a woman of God, because, you know, we wouldn't see these things coming around the corner. We would think it's normal. Like, it's normal. They want us to accept homosexuality. They want us to accept, you know, to be a transformer, transgender.
Right.
You understand? They want us to accept this. This is supposed to be the norm in 2021. But I remember hearing back in the day, they didn't do that kind of stuff, man. You know, what they would say, it was in the closet or you know, stuff like that.
It was not open.
It was not open. Today it's just out of control. You understand? But we would not understand what's happening today if we didn't consider the Lord's word.
Just like how people in the world that siding with the LGBTQ, they don't see that is going to lead to something that is so wicked and foul. See how they just making a fight against anybody that speak out against them. And they got power to stop them from making money, whole social media, people in the world is siding with the LGBTQ. So when pedophiles get in that position, the LGBTQ won't be able to say nothing. If they trying to fight for their right to have sex with little kids, LGBTQ, if they say anything, they're gonna bring up all these instances of where they had the right to love who they wanted to love, and nobody could not say nothing about it. So when you get in a position of a grown man or a woman having sex with a child, it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be the same debate, the same argument. People in the world can't see that they're opening up the door for so many different types of lusts to come in. Because if you use the argument, all right, this person is gay, you understand? I believe that's the word that they want to use. They say if a person is gay, they can't help who they want to love. That's the same thing for a person who wants to rape. He can't help his lust. He just, you know, engaged lust. He see this woman like how the story was with them two old heads. It's like the inside of scripture. Two men was just so engulfed in their lust that they wanted to have sex with this married woman. How can you blame anybody for that? How can you blame the baby for making all these songs that talk about having sex with women? That's just his lust. That's how he feel. He can't help who he like. You understand? A pedophile, I guess he can't help that he likes children. Person that want to rape, I guess he can't help who he's attracted to. That's just opening up the door for so many different filthy, wicked uncleanliness. You understand? The Bible say that this is the land of every foul bird, every unclean bird. Being in the world, you can't see stuff like this. You just think, oh, they just being happy. Don't stop them from being happy. That's why they say we don't love women. You're trying to stop them from being free.
Man. We got 12 different flavors. come on, we don't love women. You know, the
Man.
problem is that they love those other women.
Right.
And they don't love
Right.
our women. That's what it is. You know, so you rather deal with a Chinese woman, they all them look like little boys to me. You rather deal with Chinese women before you go ahead and deal with a Mexican, Isupk, you understand, or Native American, West Indian. You want to deal with, understand, like the lust,
Show on Christ.
the destructive lust. So on Christ, the destructive lust.
Right.
That's what it is. It's destructive. The lust that you seek, that we seek, without the wisdom of the Lord, it's just destruction.
Right.
Nothing but destruction. Nothing but destruction. We won't even see it.
Right.
I said, the prudent man foreseeth evil and he hide himself.
Right.
We not joining these pronouns. He pronounces he, she. I'm not putting it in my bio. I'm clearly a man. Don't call me them. And this only makes sense. If you want to be called them, you don't want to be, I think that's like non-binary or something. You don't identify as male or women. You want to be called them. If you're being called them, ain't you just being called both? You being called both for the genders.
Right.
You're them. You're a he and she. You're them. That stuff just don't make sense, man. We're not confined to none of that. It's no, I want to be called he or him. Don't even ask me. What do it look like I want to be called? You understand? I'm not even that. You can't be a part of that. We got to hire ourselves away from all of that because this fool is going to go head first into thinking, everybody got their right and their choice until it's inconvenient for them and their kids. When your kids now have to share a bathroom with a man that's dressed as a woman and your daughter 5 years old,
Right.
you're going to let them go in there and now they talking to each other, you understand? Because they just lustful. That community is very lustful. If you read the story about what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah, the Lord blinded them.
Right.
Lord blinded all the men that was trying to, have unlawful sex with another man and another daughter. The man said, "Take my daughter. Do what you want to do with her." They like, "No, I want you. I want the man." The Lord blinded them, and they were still trying to find a way to get to that man.
Right.
That's the spirit of that community. Just so powerful and so lustful. You understand? We just opening the doors for all these different lusts to come in, and then in the truth, we're not a part of that in no way, shape, or form. We don't associate with that in no way, shape, or form to hide ourselves from the evil that's coming up. Right. We still gonna be the same people saying the same things when now you want to fight against it because it's inconvenience to you and your family and your sons and daughters. You understand? That's just all a part of this warfare. You fighting now, it's gonna pay off years down the line. You fighting to be a brother, it's gonna pay off years down the line. Like with the Locks and Dipset. You understand? The Locks was brothers. They don't got no problems. Ain't none of their personal problems out in the open. Dipset, however, they got problems on YouTube. They talking about each other. Talking about things that went on behind closed doors. They brotherhood did not last. They didn't fight enough. You understand? We got to fight like warriors side by side with the brother. Got to be united. Because down the line, it will pay off. It will pay off, and we will continue to hide ourselves from this evil. It's not going to destroy us. We're not going to be punished for it. You understand? You just had to be a warrior. Real quick, of course, everybody on the Facebook, the water for coming through. Just real quick to shout everybody out. You understand? Captain Mawquad, Khadasha, Alita, Princess Patricia, Stephen Montana, My Pariah, Yehoshua, you understand? Jehudi. A lot of everybody liking and sharing, joining the class. You understand? They out there in Texas, Most High Christ. A lot of everybody liking and sharing the class. You understand? So you just have to be a warrior. Right. That's just what we teaching here 24/7. Being a warrior, knowing that your brother going through the same thing you going through. Like that's the good thing about brotherhood. You know that inside of the truth, you're not the only one that's going through. If you're going through problems, you can't think how sad you are and how rough your life is, think that it's another brother that's going through the same thing you're going through. He getting through it because he knows that there's somebody out there going through the same thing. You got to have that mindset just to be like, all right, listen, I'm going to fight this for my brothers. I'm going to fight this for my sisters. It don't really even got to be about you. Just about the brotherhood that's going to benefit you indirectly. You understand? Directly and indirectly, it's just going to be beneficial to you if you continue to fight these battles as warriors. You understand? So get back to Deuteronomy 20 and verse 16. Yeah,
Your man James.
Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 16. But of the cities of these people, which the Lord thy God doth give thee for inheritance, thou shalt save alive nothing that breatheth. But thou shalt utterly destroy them, namely the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivitites, and the Jebusites.
Sir, what was the Jebusites?
Canaanites.
Canaanite is the same thing. African, right? These are African nations. You understand? It's saying destroy them, utterly destroy them. You understand? Read on.
As the Lord thy God hath commanded thee, that they teach you not to do after all their abominations, which they have done unto their gods. So should ye sin against the Lord your God?
You understand? They saying destroy these nations, like wipe them out. Because if not, they will try to get you to go against the Most High. Life that we living now is no different than the life that we were living thousands of years ago. It ain't no different in no way, shape, or form. That's why when the Lord said a rich man is going to be extremely difficult for him to enter into heaven, same thing now. You see what's happening. With the David, that's a prime example. That's a perfect example. Understand, if you want to make money, if you want to continue to be rich, he would have to find some way to get around this. There's probably little to no chance.
Be humiliated.
Exactly. Or join with them, join with the other nations being taught. Then you got to push it. Understand? You're going to have to push it because you being rich, you can't just side with whatever you want to side with. You got to side with the people that's giving you money.
It's like it. You can't be rich and side with the poor.
You're not.
You know what I'm saying? You have to side with the rich.
All right.
Who's the people that runs the world? Who was the world given to? The world was given unto the wicked.
All right.
You understand? The wicked runs the world. You have to side with the wicked. You can't side with the children of Israel if you want to side with the people that's running the world, the wicked. Who's the wicked man? You understand? It said that we shall expose this man. The man that runs this world is only on dollar bill. You understand? Right. That is the man. That is the man of wicked. We're not talking about the specific man. We're talking about the nation. You understand? Right. The nation of those men is who run this world, man. The wicked. It's in these scriptures.
All right.
You understand? We're gonna keep trying to walk around and then trying to, we're gonna give them excuses. We can give an excuse to a nation of people who took your people.
All right.
Who raped, robbed, and murdered your people. There ain't no excuses, man. That's what we live by here at I.S.U.K. There ain't no excuses. There's no excuses for those people. You understand? Those wicked people.
Right.
And it said in the scriptures that you understand that they will pay for this.
Right.
It'll be a time where your children's children will be pointing at them in these hands like, who is this? Who is this? And you're going to tell them this is the man who used to run the world.
Right.
You understand? And this is what the scriptures is telling us, man. The people who run this world are wicked. You can't side with wicked men. Can't be part of this nation and be for your people at the same time. Having love for another nation, but just have you hating your own people.
Right.
And that's just what it is, man. You look at these rappers, man. It's like, sir, like we gotta stop looking at these rappers and these celebrities as leaders. They're celebrities. That's it. You understand? They on a stage. You understand? They're entertainers.
Right.
That's it. When you think about it, when you got your lunch break at your job, you go look at an entertainer. Right. You understand? It's like, sir, you want to say something?
Also, that Christian pastor, he an entertainer too.
Yeah.
Nah, you know that Christian pastor entertainer. He come here with the suit and the crocodile gators and all that. You know, he got the whole dress code for the entertainment business. But what do we confide in? Do we look at popularity, or are we looking at what actually is going to help us as a people?
Right.
You understand? That popularity ain't going to win you nothing. You understand? These celebrities and entertainers, man, they don't care about you. They don't care about us. How do we know that they don't care about us? They tell us lies. You understand? They conform. They listen. I know Officer Malaki ain't gonna give up his standards.
Mm-hmm.
I know Officer Malaki ain't gonna give up his morals, his integrity. You understand? We cannot say that about these celebrities.
Right.
You understand? We're not around them to know. We don't know what they live by. They don't have a moral code. They don't believe in the most high power.
Right.
You understand? So why do we confide in them and really believe that they have a solution? Because what? Popularity. You understand? What? John the Baptist had the biggest movement.
Mm-hmm.
John the Baptist had the biggest movement, man. And he said, there's going to be somebody greater than me.
Right.
And this person that he was talking about was Christ, Yahawashi Mashiach. In the Hebrew, everyone hated him. You understand? Our people sold out Christ. You understand? The people who actually here to change the earth are actually here. And they are here in the Israelites who I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
It's like,
It's real talk, man. Like, looking up to celebrities is the most foolish thing ever. Because we all know that just as a normal person, you know somebody regular on social media, you see them. You can't really get a good judgment of who they are based off of what they post online. You know, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna lie about what they post online. We only know these celebrities by what they post online. We don't know them from a can of paint. We don't know how they really act. Like how you said, they are entertainers. We look up to them because they entertain us and make it seem like they can relate to what we're going through. The richer you get, the less you can relate to your people. The less you're gonna relate to your people. They can relate more to rich people than they can with poor people. You understand? That's why when it comes down to them choosing money or their moral, they're going to choose money because they have to fit how rich people want them to think and do what they want them to do. You can't be rich and side with the poor unless you're willing to be poor. And most people are not willing to be poor. That's why when they in their rap, they always talk about, and I was down, y'all didn't like me. You understand? When I was poor, nobody was there. They not trying to be there again. They not going to be there again, Lord. Why? They not going to be back in that position again. They're going to do what it takes. Hey, shalom on Christ, sir. They're going to do what it takes to be rich and stay rich. You understand? But we looking up to them because they entertaining us, making it seem like they really down with us. Look at how they dress. They dress like white folks. They be wearing bootcut jeans with low top shoes. I be looking like
we the salt of the earth. That don't make no goddamn sense.
That don't make no sense.
No goddamn sense.
We the salt of the earth.
It's like young man, let's grab me Proverbs, right? Grab me Proverbs 13 and verse 13, right? Because again, this is the reason why we should be looking at. Like what they don't have in the world, they don't have instruction.
Right.
And that's what they lack. They got all the money, sir.
Mm-hmm.
They got all the fame. They got all the eyes looking at them. Everybody is Google eye behind, what they present. You understand? But what they don't have is what you have. Right. What they don't have is, understand, what we're being taught. And this is what we're supposed to be looking for.
Right.
Read out.
Proverbs 13, verse 13.
Go ahead.
Whoso despiseth the world shall be destroyed.
That's what's happening, man. When we tell blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans that you are the Israelites of the Bible, they don't want to hear that.
Right.
They want to say, oh no, God is love. God is love. You understand? But in the book of John, God so loved the world, right? That's what they pay attention to, man. But they don't realize that there were two conversations between one man and another. You understand? These men were the Israelites, right?
Right.
Read on, Allah.
But he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded.
And that's what we doing here. You think if you understand, if like The integrity that the men have in the world is like this. I'm not going to let nobody get in the way of my money. You understand?
Right.
We don't let nobody get in the way of this word and these commandments. The world would be a whole different place. If all blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans would have the same integrity, you understand that the Lord requires real them to take over this earth, man. You understand? Read on.
Verse 13, verse 14. The law of the wise is a fountain of life.
What is life? Life is the commandments, the teachings of this book. You understand? These celebrities are dying, man. They're letting, America destroy them. When you come here and you shut yourself, you said you realize that you don't know nothing, and you come here and be baptized not by water, but by the word being taught. You understand? That's the life. That's what's going to teach you, you understand, where you stand at in here in this world. Because again, in America, they teach us that we all together. That's a goddamn lie. You understand? The man that's paying you, that cutting your checks, he don't care about you. That's a requirement. That's part of his job.
Right.
You understand? If he don't cut you a check, then what does that say? You understand? Ain't nobody working for free. Working for free. You understand? But that's what he has to do. This is the life that you're supposed to get through these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Read on.
To depart from the snares of death.
What is the snares of death, man? Going against the Most High. You understand? Falling into idolatry, falling into religion, man. Not believing that, you understand, or even recognizing that blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are one people. That's the snare, man. To believe that blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans don't have the same lifestyle today, that's a snare. You ignoring your people is a snare. You not loving your people is a snare. It's a trap. That's what a snare is, man. You understand? We live in impoverished areas, what they call the trap. You understand?
Right.
This is what they call it modern today. This is not a coincidence. This is a nigga that wrote this Bible, man. These are black men. These are traps. What does the world talk about today? The trap. You understand? The neighborhoods, the ghettos, the trenches, the dust, which Adam rose up from, man.
Right.
This is all in the scriptures. But again, if we don't have the laws, if we don't try to get away from these things, man, we're going to have, celebrities thinking that they can talk about the conditions of black people. They don't understand what you go through. They will never understand a black man's, condition. When you understand, when you subside yourself to America, you live for America. We don't live for America here in Israelite school, U.P.K, man.
Right.
We live for the Most High power, and laws and instructions, man. And that's what we have. We have instruction. Those men don't have instruction, let alone to integrity. So,
Right. Oh, that's heavy, man. It's heavy. That's our advantage over everything that we even go up against. Being able to have structure and commandment from God. Understand? God is speaking to you. That's the advantage that we have over every situation, everybody that come up against us, whatever we dealing with. You understand? We have the Most High on our side. Like, everybody knows that this Bible is the Word of God. They just take it and try to benefit off it for their own race.
Right.
Everybody know that this is the Word of God. The most popular book on this earth is wisdom in this book that we would call street smarts. Bible said a man and his success will make his enemies mad. But when you experiencing adversity, your friends gonna leave. That's street smart. That's stuff that we live by every day. This is the word of God. Nobody can come up with these sayings unless it was influenced by God. Right. People in the streets knowing these scriptures without knowing these scriptures because they're experiencing the wrath of the Most High. Even them having this wisdom about how to maneuver is because the Most High seen that this was going to happen. And he then told us about it. Now they have to go out firsthand and experience it because they was not taught. Like I was saying, you're going to get wisdom by either going through it or men that has been through it and knows how it's going to end is going to give you what they've learned. They got to go through it. We got this wisdom. We got structure, you understand, from God. And that's the advantage we're going to always have. And that's why this movement been around since Christ. Understand? Go ahead.
I got a precept for you about advantage.
Most High Christ.
There's the book of Romans, chapter 3, and verse 1. What advantage then have the Jews?
Mm-hmm.
Or what profit is there of circumcision? Verse 2. Much every way.
Say it again.
Much every way.
One more time.
Much every way.
We got every advantage over everything. Adam was given dominion over all life. He was given dominion. Understand, we're his descendants. We was chosen from his bloodline. You know how in DNA they would go through and pick one DNA inside of movies to make a super soldier, go through bodies, DNA, and pick the strongest trait and put it in here. That's what the Most High did. He picked the strongest bloodline and just continue to make it strong. We have advantage over everything in much every way. Even in our disadvantage, when we feel like we take an L, there's still an advantage.
Right.
Because we know we're going to bounce back 10 times greater.
Right.
They say, well, we lose for Christ, we're going to gain tenfold. An advantage in every way. Even when we had a disadvantage, it's an advantage.
Right.
Now, that's the Most High. That's the Most High. You understand?
Even when you lose, you win. You know what I'm saying? You inherited a win. You understand? Take your losses. Deal with your losses. Fight. You understand? Because at the end of the day, you win. You understand? That's heavy. So
that's Lord. You can't do that without the Most High. That's being a hustler. You flipping your losses into wins. That's a real hustler. A person that can flip any loss into a win. You understand? That's the Most High. That's Christ.
And why not just say, why not just, okay, you live, 28 years, 30 years, 40 years. All right, you lived your life. Why don't you just give the rest of your life to the Lord? Just make the wisest investment that you've ever made in your life. And just continue to live your life the rest of your days for the Lord. Because you win. Out of all the dumb decisions you made and all the idiotic, you thought you had it figured out, why don't you invest in the win? You understand? Long-term wise. This is what they, why not think about longevity?
Right.
Longevity is wisdom to think about your longevity. You understand? If you may not rule at this time, but when Christ comes back, man, and he set this world on fire, not here to hold hands. He ain't here to be kumbaya. I'm here to save everybody. No, Christ is coming here to liberate us, to liberate you, to put you in a position, you understand, once you realize all statutes and commandments, to govern this world.
Right.
Come on, man. I know you. Come on. I know officers can die on it. I know officers come like your money. You understand? Like, take it. Take what's given to you. You understand? Your ancestors. Everybody like to talk about being spiritual, sir. It's a new wave, right?
Yeah.
Everybody want to be spiritual. My ancestors, and you want to burn seeds and all that. Yeah, I get it.
In a post, somebody said, I speak with my ancestors before I make a decision.
They ain't speaking. You speaking to your demons. I'll tell you that right now. You understand? You speaking to your demons. Our ancestors are men of antiquity. You understand? Counselors. You understand? Artists. You understand? Scientists. We didn't like. What are we looking past now? Like the black man. We think that our history starts with slavery. You don't know that you came from royalty. You don't know that you came from governing the world. They talk about the dark ages. Why they talk about the dark ages? Because dark people ruled. That's where you come from. You understand? And it's a certain thing that we have to inquire. It's in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? We have to realize, like, this is in a book of religion. This book right here denounces religion. This book right here denounces Caesar Borgia, sir. Right. How many times we had to pull up Revelations, the revelation of Jesus Christ,
right.
The revealance of Jesus Christ. So, sir, you want to say something?
And also, I want to add on about the Dark Ages.
Mm-hmm.
Another reason why they call it the Dark Ages because they want us to believe that when savages and barbarians ruled the earth, people that had no discipline, just people running wild the whole time. That's when we ruled the earth.
Oh God! We said a little bit earlier, Most High Christ, we ain't barbarians. We have a Joshua and Kodash. We wasn't grunting at each other.
To the other nations, it sound like we they looking at that like, what is people talking about?
You don't need to know what we talking about. You understand? We talking to the Most High Power. You understand? Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayash, Shemka, Yahweh. You understand? We praying to our Lord. You don't need to know that. This ain't none of your business.
Right.
You understand? What we talking to and who we talking about and the language we talking ain't none of your concern.
Right.
You go ahead and be Bible. Y'all confusion. You understand? This language is confusion to the Most High. But we had a direct line to the Most High. That's when we pray to our enemies, man. We pray for the destruction of our enemies, man, in Hebrew. We pray for our people in Hebrew, man. Everybody don't need to know that. You understand? If it was for everybody, it wouldn't be holy, it wouldn't be separate. You understand? The book is called what? The Holy Bible. It's not for everyone.
Right.
You understand? And this is what Christ is trying to explain to our people.
Tom, check looking for you.
Oh, yeah. So like, but no, you can get finished.
That's what I just wanted to say, sir. You know what I mean? Let's just continue. You know what I'm saying? Like to realize what the Lord gave us, man. It's an inheritance, man. You know, the sacrifice that you make. You know, you could be doing anything else today. You could be doing anything. Right now, you're here. So that means something to the Most High.
Right.
The Most High has an account on what you do. These angels take an account on what you do. So when it's time to present to yourself, when Christ come back here with the 100 million angels and destroy this place, like, I'm gonna preserve this. I'm gonna preserve you.
Right.
I'm gonna preserve you because the sacrifices you made. You understand? When America goes against us. America goes against us, man. You know, the reason why these seats ain't filled is because this is not for everyone.
Right.
You understand? If this was for everyone, we'd be like the Christian church. The Christian church, you know, they have parades every damn Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. We got a church next door to us, and you know, it's countless of people in there, but they're not running a goddamn thing.
Right.
You see all kinds of people together. When the Lord tells you that you in Deuteronomy 7:6, that you are a holy nation, you are a separate people.
Right.
This is what the Christian passages ain't gonna ever teach blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You understand? You have something that the Lord gave to you. Just hold it there. Take your time, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Take your time.
You gotta plot it out.
Right.
Plot it out. Know how to go to war. Know your enemy. That's the best way to win a battle is to know your enemy.
Right.
The enemy is yourself.
Right.
So them demons in your head, you gotta just plot it out. Take your time. Be patient with yourself, like how the Lord is being patient with you. Be patient with yourself. You understand me? And really dig deep and go to war. That's all that it is. Not to simplify, because of course life is going to be rough, but it's just war. Win some battles, lose some battles. Just keep going forward with the plan. You're going to win. I mean, it was a prophecy that we're going to win. It was a prophecy that we are going to win.
It's already written.
You got to stick to the plan. You understand? That being said, we're going to end that. Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 19. Any questions in the class? Online? Again, the water for everybody viewing, liking, and sharing.
Right.
You understand?
It's like, if I could make sure, you know, if you, like I said, you really need those prayers in Hebrew, you need the Lashawan Kodash, make sure you hit up Officer Malai Akia, you understand? So we can make sure that you can get these things, right? You understand? You are entitled to it, you deserve it, it is yours. So we will make sure that you get it. Just make sure that you hit us up in advance so we can see you, so we can make sure that you get those documents, man. So we can make sure that we provide, help you provide, you know, so we can provide you with those, you know, your culture. That's all it is, man. We're giving you culture back. We're taking the culture back. So make sure you hit our Officer Malai Akia so we can get you the Lashawan Kodash so we can get you the prayers. So when we send it up them prayers, you can follow along with us.
Right.
You understand? And help you to be able to remember those things.
bringing up more of these
Yeah,
packets.
yep, little packets.
That's
Official.
crazy.
That's probably the last one. Like the last one standing. What's
I
that?
got the holy scriptures right there. You understand? You know, that right there is golden, man.
Okay.
Understand? That is golden. Golden token from the Lord. Understand? And this is what we're gonna provide for Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. So again, water. You understand? Make sure you get an office in Malakia, sir, and we'll get those things out too.
Definitely just posted that. Go out for the reminder. That being said, I imagine we stand just a minute up here. Blow the horn.
Come.
One. Showers.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Barakatuh. La Yashra Allah, which means to Israel.
Blow the horn again.
Come.
Men of Israel, line up, salute the Torah.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Barak, Yah. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Barak, Yah. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Barak, Yah.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabrak, Yah. I imagine which means to stand. The plan of how go down. Turn and face the east.
Listen to the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew, and then that translated in English. Repeat after me. Abanah. Shabbat Shemayah.
Shabbat Shemayah.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakwaka.
Taba'ah.
Ratazaka.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Baratazah.
Kawah.
Hayah.
Bashamayah.
Bashamayah.
Lethanawa.
Lacham.
Ka. Yawam.
Basalak
Basalak
Nawa.
Kabawaf Nawa.
Kasalak Nawa.
Kabawaf Nawa.
Tabi'ai Nawa. Banasai one. Above. Hawashai Nawa. Mayan. Ra. Kaya. Laka. Aman. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory. Forever. So big.
It's our cock, the prayer for the power. Yahweh.
Hashem
Yahweh Shah.
Hashem Yahweh Shah. Baba Kishor. The Thunanaw. Hakak. Kamakala. Kamakala. Hakak. The Hakil. Hakat,
Harakawa,
Harakawat,
Tama'ala,
Hatama'ala,
Shem,
Lakar Shah,
Shemi Awashah,
Barashim Yahushua,
Wana Aman,
Tawana Yahweh.
Yahweh,
In the name of Yahushua,
Yahweh,
please give us the power.
please give us the
The power to heal
power to heal
all manner of sickness
all manner of sickness,
and all manner of disease.
all manner of
The
disease,
power to cleanse the lepers.
the power to cleanse the lepers,
The power to raise the dead.
power to raise the dead,
The power against unclean spirits.
power against unclean
To
spirits,
cast them out.
to cast them
In
out.
the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahweh,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
So good.
It's a prayer to bless Israel, Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Hashem Yahushua,
Barashim Yahushua.
Barak Lanawa,
Barak Lanawa.
Yashua Allah,
Wayashua.
Yahabaya,
Wahabaya.
Sapori,
Sapari.
Hashem Yahushua,
Barashim Yahushua.
Aman,
Wadaman. Yahweh.
Yahweh,
In the name of Yahushua.
in the name of Yahushua,
Bless us
bless us,
and Israel
Israel,
and the school.
and the school,
In the name of Yahushua.
in the name of Yahushua.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So be it.
It's a prayer for the blessings in Hebrew. Barak Yahweh,
Barak Yahweh.
Yahushua,
Yahushua.
Amayaka Allah,
Wamayaka Allah.
Walahaya,
Walahaya.
Matazaba'ah,
Matazaba'ah.
Alawak Yahana,
Alawak Yahana.
Alawak Yam,
Alawak Yahana.
Asorayim,
Asarani.
Akwasasayayim,
Akazayayim.
Agyayayim,
Ayayayim.
Akwafil,
Wakwafil.
Yaho,
Yahweh.
Hashem Yahushua,
Hashem Yahushua.
Wadaman,
Wadaman. Bless you, Yahweh.
bless you, Yahweh,
And Yahushua.
and Yahushua,
And Michael.
and Mike,
And the angels.
and
The man in General Yohanan.
Yahushua,
Captains.
Captain,
The generals.
General,
The captains.
Captain,
The officers. The troopers. And the sisters.
and the sister,
Yahweh. In
Yahweh,
the name of Yahushua.
in the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So big. Psalms 121 in Hebrew. I.S.U.P.K.
I.S.U.P.K. I.S.U.P.K.
Hohoria,
Al-Hahari.
Ma'ayan,
Ma'ayan.
Yaba'a,
Yaba'a.
Izoria,
Izaria.
Izoria,
Izaria.
Ma'ayin,
Ma'ai.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
I.S.U.P.K,
Aisha.
Shemayim,
Shemaiah.
Yaratazah,
Baratiza.
Ayathan,
Al-Yathana.
Lamawat,
Lamawat.
Regalka,
Regalka.
Ayanawam,
Al-Yanawam.
Shemorika,
Shemarka.
Anala'a,
Hanala'a.
Yanawam,
Yanawam.
Nala'a,
Nala'a.
Yayashan,
Yayashan.
Shamamo,
Shalomor.
Yashua Allah,
Yasha'al.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Shemorika,
Shemarka.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Shazalka,
Sazalka.
Al-Yah,
Al-Yah.
Yamyaka,
Yum Yanka.
Yawamam,
Yawamam.
Hashemash,
Hashemat.
La'ah,
La'ah.
Yakadka,
Yakadka.
Wayarak,
Wayara.
Wayallah,
Wayala.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Yashamorka,
Yashamarka.
Makara,
Makara.
Yashamor,
Yashamor.
Abnapashka,
Amnapashka.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Yashamor,
Yashamor.
Taza'adka,
Taza'atka.
Taza'adka,
Wabawaika.
Mayadka,
Ma'itha.
Wa'ayawallah.
I will lift up mine eyes into the hill.
I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from the Lord,
My help cometh from the Lord,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming
from
in.
this time forth
This time forth,
and even forevermore.
even forevermore. Psalms 83 in Hebrew. Alayim,
Alahayam,
Al-Damayalaka,
Al-Damayalaka,
Al-Tashkurash,
Al-Dafarash,
Al-Tashakwat,
Al-Dashakwat,
Al-Yahanna,
Al-Kayahana,
Al-Yakyaka,
Al-Yabyaka,
Yahamut,
Yama,
Yawad,
Yawan,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al-Aymaka,
Al-Aimaka,
Yarayamwa,
Yarayamwa,
Sawadah,
Sawadah,
Ayatah,
Ayakam,
Ayatazawah, I'll tell the Pawanyaka. Amorwa. Wakawa. Anakakiram. Magawa. Wala'a. Yazakor. Sham Yashra Allah. Iwada. Kaya. Naya Tazawa. The book. Yakadwa. Barya. Yakarathwa. Alahayam. Arawam. Wayashama. Alayam. Mama Abba. Mahagori. Wagabal. Wayam. Wayawala. Wayashat. Amiyashabya. Tazawar. Ramashawar. Nalawa. Aima. Ayawa. Salah. Aishalaham. Kamadyan. Kasaya. Sara'ah. Kayabyan. Kanakah. Bayashwa. Nashamakwa. Ma'ayan. Dara. Hayawad. Daman. Adama. Shayathamwa. Nadayabawa. Kaira. Wakazabak. Wakal Nasiyamah. Ashur. Amorwa. Naya Rasha. Lanawa. Alayam. Shayathamwa. Kagabala. Lapayaraka. Ka'ash. Raba Ira. Wakalabah. Salahat. Aryam. Khan. Nawadatma. Basa Iraka. Wabasa. Wapaska. Nabahalam. Mala'ah. Wanyaham. Malawan. Wayabakwashwa. Shamka. Yahawah. Yabashwa. Wayabahalwa. Wayakaparwa. Wayabadwa. Wayadaiwa. Kayatha. Shamka. Yahawah. Labaka. Ayawad. Al-Karataza. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace. And be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. As they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, the Baal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur is also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Salah. Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kishon, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zieb. Yea. All their princes as Zabah and as Almuna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. Oh my power, make them like a whip, as the stubble before the wind,
As the fire burneth the wood,
As the fire burneth the wood,
and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire,
and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire,
so persecute them
so persecute them
with thy tempest,
with thy tempest,
and make them afraid
and make them afraid
with thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame,
that they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
let them be confounded
let them be confounded
and in trouble forever.
and trouble forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame
let them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that they may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Jehovah,
is Yahweh,
art the most high
art the most high
of all the earth.
over all the earth.
Sir, sisters can be seated. Men of Israel, we're going to get a brother's one courtesy salute. Aman Shabbat. Imagine. Barak.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh.
Yajim Matar with me, hands down. Sorry to the sisters. We're going to get a sisters one courtesy salute. Sisters, Imagine. You understand? We're going to get the sisters one courtesy salute. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Barak.
Yahweh Shemar Adonai Hashem Yahweh.
Yajim Matar, between his hands down. So if any brothers want to be anointed, you can step up.
Sir, you need a third precept there?
No.
All the men up here, repeat after me. Yabaraka Yahweh.
Yabaraka Yahweh.
Yashamorka.
Yashamorka.
Oh Yahweh.
Oh Yahweh.
Oh
Yahweh.
Yahweh. Wayakunka.
Wayakunka.
Yeshua Yahweh.
Yeshua Yahweh.
Oh Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Wayashamlaka.
Wayashamlaka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hashem.
Hashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Hakan.
Hakan.
James.
Alahayim.
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 Alahayim. Gracious unto thee, Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh shall bless, heal, shield, and protect. Come on up. Hey, shalom, sir. Lord Brooks.
I bought.
Come. Sorry. Come.
Just a minute up here, repeat after me.
Kavakar.
Yabaraka Yahweh.
Yabaraka Yahweh.
Wayashamarka.
Wayashamarka.
Oh Yahweh.
Oh Yahweh.
Hanyua.
Hanyua.
Auyaka.
Auyaka.
Wayachanka.
Wayachanka.
Yashua Yahweh.
Yashua Yahweh.
Hanyua.
Hanyua.
Auyaka.
Auyaka.
Wayashamlaka.
Wayashamlaka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Wayashim Yahushua.
Hashem Yahushua.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Hagun.
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 Desiree. Desiree.
Wayashim Yahushua.
Hashem Yahushua.
What our month. That being said, class is missed.